Welcome back. We are live at Faidley's world-famous Lexington market since 1782. I got a sign out here. I get to read it because I can see it out the window. We're only going to be here maybe 17 more days. We are not at the new Lexington market just yet. We're at the original Faidley's. It is Monday. We are live on the air here today. We're going to be doing it live all week at WNST AM 1570. Tuesday at Costas, Wednesday at Coco's, Thursday at State Fair, Friday up at Pappas and Cockeysville. We're going to be having awesome guests like Wendy Bronfein from Curio Wellness and Foreign Daughter, as well as James Parker Bond from the Living Classrooms Foundation. How are you?
Good, man.
When did you
Good.
cut your hair?
About 5 years ago.
That's when I started to let mine grow.
Yeah, there you
People
go.
see me with long hair, and they think I've had it my whole life if they didn't know me,
Right.
and they don't know what I look like with short hair. I don't know that I knew you. I've known you maybe 20 years. I don't think I knew you with short hair. You were always sort of the cool hippie dude that ran the cool charity thing here, right?
Still am.
Whatever you say, Nestor.
Was it a decision? When am I going to cut mine? I'm wondering. What went into it?
Nothing.
Just went and did it?
Yeah.
Nobody knew you were doing it? It was not premeditated in any way?
Not a lot of thought, no.
Did people give you a hard time about it when you first cut it? Like, what happened to your hair? Do you get any?
Only people like you, Nestor. Nobody else.
I loved your hair.
I know, I'm just kidding.
It was
It's
your
all good.
sign of your
Yeah.
street cred, is what I would say. He's quiet today. James Bond is here from the Living Classrooms Foundation. Wendy's here. Now, Wendy, I said to you, we're doing this charity thing. Everybody has a charity. You met one of my number one charities, and Michelle Bresnick-Walsh. We did a lot for There Goes My Hero when my wife's life got saved. She was my wife's coach. You, clearly, your family has always done things in the community. Why this guy, other than the fact that he does great stuff down in Fells Point?
Well, so we met, like a year or so ago?
Yeah.
I came, James and two other members of the board came to talk to us. They were doing a large campaign and wanted to have us join support in that. And we do, like we said, we do like a lot of giving, a lot of things that either touch the healthcare needs of our patient population, right? We started as a medical program, as well as things that improve life here in the Baltimore area. We're very much focused on like education and workforce development, and that is at the core of what Living Classroom does. Long established, been doing great things for the city of Baltimore for decades now, and it felt like a really good fit, and it felt like a place where we could make a very large gift that would have a sustaining impact, and as well a resource where if we ever want to do things where our team can be involved and they can contribute and they can volunteer, it just had multi-levels of giving to it, so we really like that.
How many years now have you been doing this, James?
This is our 38th year. And so...
How many years for you, personally?
38. I was kind of the first full-time employee. So our motto is learning by doing, Nestor, and I'm still learning. We're all still trying to get better every day at what we do. And we're so grateful for Wendy and Curio and her family's involvement with Living Classrooms. It's been significant, and it makes a big difference, and we're grateful.
Brian Billick joined me as a partner about 16 years ago. And Brian forged a relationship with James many, when he became the coach. He was like literally off the boat, 99.
Brian's still on our board. I mean, he's still very supportive. Yeah.
Literally, the reason I heard of Living Classrooms was because of Brian, right? So Brian started talking about it, being involved. We'll get you down to Living. He would plug it in his press conferences, Living Classrooms. And I'm like, what is that? And I got the blessing 16 years ago, getting the full tour of everything. And you were transitioning then. You had your old building at one point, like sort of moving around that turn of the century kind of time. What is Living Classrooms in 2024 versus your vision? Because it was a lot of shipbuilding. It was a lot of growing things, growing plants, right? I mean, you were teaching life skills to young people that may not, living in the city, have those kinds of experiences.
Sure. So, I mean, the core of anything that Living Classrooms does is, as was our partner just clearly explained, it all comes back to hands-on experiential education, as Wendy said. So we're all about how do we bring learning alive, make it fun, make it experiential, make it hands-on. And so we still do that, we manage 7 historic ships in the Baltimore Harbor, whether the USS Constellation or the submarine, the Coast Guard
Still do the
cutter.
overnights there?
Still have the 3 ships out with kids every day. That's a big responsibility. We started the first charter school in Maryland 21 years ago, Crossroads School. That's going strong. We're expanding that from a middle school to a K through 8. We're raising $25 million towards that effort, as what Wendy mentioned, our campaign.
Why the middle school? That's a really That's a
Yes.
key time to get the kids, right?
Oh, that's why it's called Crossroads, right? That middle school, it's some of the toughest age. It's a Title I school. So instead of working with 163 children, our goal is going to be to work with 450 children and their families. As far as our workforce training, that just continues to expand and grow from working with adjudicated teens, which we've done in the Fresh Start program for 34 years, to working with returning citizens now for 25 years. Living Classrooms works with more returning citizens than any other community-based organization in Maryland, and we'll work between 175 and 200 this year, all with helping them, give them job skills and then placing them into employment. And so that's something we've been doing for a long time. And so when you mentioned that, we still have our East Harbor campus right there in Fells Point. That's where our school is and Fresh Start program. We have the new marina there, the Bugs program. That's with the greenhouse where they grow plants. It's all urban gardening as a way of learning math and science and history and reading and writing. And they have their own farmers market, learn about the business of, having their own farmers market.
I love tomatoes and cucumbers in the summer, right?
Yeah, well, come on by, brother. We got them there. And then there's the workforce training. We opened up the Bauer Workforce Center during the pandemic, and so we have customized training there. We had Senator Corey McCray come through earlier this morning speaking. We're doing a landscaping training there today. We have production warehouse and distribution training. We have construction training, Class C mechanics. The Patarakis family, H&S, hires us to train people to work on their machinery. We have hospitality training to help have people work in restaurants or hotels. Early childhood trainings. Thanks to Jack Dwyer, we're training 100 people over the next year to learn to be CNA, GNA nurses. So all these really important job opportunities, entry level, and then through our 5 community centers, we have great access for people to learn about these opportunities. And then you might have seen on Nightline last week, our Operation Respond was highlighted with bringing trauma-informed care with our Operation Respond RV right to some of the toughest neighborhoods in East Baltimore and Bel Air Edison and McKelvey Park, where we bring in trauma-informed care right to help people back, as Wendy said, our commitment to helping people improve their health and community safety. So we're still the same old Living Classrooms with every year working with 30,000 children, youth, and adults. We've just gone deeper, and we're providing more services and more opportunities, all to help Baltimore be a safer, stronger, and healthier city.
What was the original goal? I mean, 38 years later, this thing's become bigger than probably you dreamed it, right?
Well, we have an amazing team. We have an incredible board. And so it's, as I mentioned before, it's around providing experiential, hands-on learning opportunities to help youth, and it's not just youth, it's families as well, but to achieve their potential academically in the workplace in their lives. And so we began with building the Lady Maryland, which was our first living classroom, a 104-foot schooner. And she's 38 years old now, and we'll be sailing this year. And
I have sailed on her. Yes, I have.
Yeah.
You've had me out on some boats.
So it began that way because Baltimore is a maritime city, but it quickly morphed into the late 80s into providing workforce training, especially for young men that are caught a charge in the juvenile justice system, and we help provide skills and GED training and help them get jobs and to be successful in their lives. And we've just grown from there, one step at a time. We've got the Under Armour house is amazing up on Fayette Street. The Ravens are heavily involved.
I was there the day you opened that.
Yeah,
I was
you
Thomas Dolby, musician.
Huh?
He was training kids on music.
Yeah,
on
Tom's
little iPads. I mean, he hit me a couple weeks ago. He's going on tour this summer. I mean, you recruit, you collect people. You collected me.
Well,
I mean, I'm still here.
Yeah, so Thomas Dolby's chair of our music board, and we got a great group of people, but they're focused on how we use music again as a way, as a hook for kids and help provide motivation, and it's people love music, and
he
Thomas
loves
is
your
incredible.
program. There's never a time I'm with him where he's not talking about it.
Well, he's fabulous, and he's been a great advocate, and he's helped a lot. He's tremendous. And
we get good people here in this city.
We have an amazing
really
board.
do.
Yeah, I mean it's in all sorts of committees, and we have thousands of volunteers. As Wendy mentioned, we work with dozens of companies who are involved because they can get their employees involved in doing something that's meaningful and making a difference. And we have a rich canvas of opportunities, whether it's environmental centers, whether it's a school, whether it's the historic ships, whether it's our Be More Athletic League working with 1,200 kids. We just had a great lunch with the Orioles. There's all sorts of things we're going to be doing.
Orioles.
Yeah, it's
Orioles,
exciting.
give me an O.
Yeah.
Oh.
O-H. No, that's O. Yeah, they're all yelling O. Oh, hey, good. I like that. We're in a neighborhood here. Yeah, that's what I'm talking. Wendy Bronfein's here. James Parker Bond from the Living Classroom. So you've only known each other a year?
No, we know each other.
How's that possible?
She met her husband at our Maritime Magic, right?
I did,
Yeah,
yes.
so I hope that's all right to say.
Oh, you just giving me fodder here now.
Sorry.
I have attended many Maritime Magics.
Yeah.
Do tell how you met your husband in
Well-
Because I've only met your husband one time. And I didn't know he was your husband until he kissed you and he left because you were doing a show.
Right.
And you're like, no, that's my husband. He's allowed to kiss me. But I haven't even really met your husband. Like,
Yeah, so, well, we had technically met like face-to-face at a birthday party a couple of weeks prior, but then we were both at Maritime Magic.
Oh, look
and
at
then
you.
saw each other from a distance. He later told me, though, that when he like noticed me and came to say hello or talk to me, actually thought I was a different person that he thought he was going to say hi to. But then we met at a mutual friend's birthday party. After that party, they were like, we want to set you up with him. I was like, okay, fine, do it. Then they didn't do anything. So after I ran into him at the Maritime thing, I said, will you give me his number? Because you guys aren't doing anything. And so then that's when he figured out it was me because this other person asked to talk to him, and he thought he was talking to a different woman. But it all worked out.
If I have friends here for lunch that I could eat and you guys could eat too, but I've been here since like 7:30 this morning, and
You getting hungry, Nestor?
Well, here's the problem, James.
Yeah.
This was designed in 1782.
Right.
The bathroom here is up, over, around, and I'm doing live radio. Today
Right.
is the first day I have done live radio in 10 years.
You're doing pretty good. Yeah.
So, well, we get knocked off the air at 9:15, but JR got us back, so we're fine. So I have to pee and eat and drink in an 8-hour block while I'm doing this, and I got these guys here waiting to come on. They're eating crab cakes. People are bringing us stuff for the Maryland Food Bank. I got to talking about fish and steak fish. So Will just went back and lopped me off a piece of steak fish. And
Nice.
Faidley's is the best, man. Look, you got you wanted it for you, is what you did. And then we got crab cakes here. And
Yeah, look at that crab
now
cake.
listen,
I
that's
can't
That's a
wait.
good-looking crab
See,
cake.
you guys get all enamored with the crab cake. I love the little tomatoes here and the vinaigrette that come because you only get that at Faidley's. So,
Right.
so we got some lunch here. Why do you support Living Classrooms? You and I talk about a lot of different things, and you and your family have means. Your business, you want to support things. What appealed to you, other than the fact you met your husband at Maritime Magic, which is a really good party? By the way.
I think this core focus on education and workforce development and the improvement of the Baltimore community. I mean, like, there's nothing more that we could probably care about. And I mean, to put color on what James was saying, right? Like, those areas where people learn, right? The warehouse, it looks like you're inside of like a mini distribution center. Like, you might think of like an Amazon distribution or something like that, or even like where we pick and pack our orders for our business. It looks just like that. Like, so it's you're not like sitting in a classroom learning something. You are in like almost, it looks like the set of a play of where you would work, and then you're actually learning it. Or even the trauma-informed care. It's like this RV that's been remodeled that has private areas to sit and be consulted, areas to be checked in and talk to people. Like, it's very sensitive to like the people who are engaging with these resources and being able to change lives in many different ways. And because they've been around for almost 40 years, it's a proven track record. You want to engage with the philanthropy. It's great to engage with new ones as well, but this is a very trusted resource.
One thing I'd say about you is knowing so many people, James, in the city and people that give. Speak about the part of this where not just Wendy and her family, but I go to Maritime Magic and I see people that have some affluence, some means, some abundance in their life, and they want to make a difference. And they don't just want to write a check far off. They want to be involved.
Sure.
We get beaten up so much, and it's part of my Baltimore positive thing. It's like, I am tired of hearing Baltimore be shat upon, right? And with people I know who are here every day doing good-ish, trying to lift it, you being near the top of that class, but you get to touch all of these people. But not only celebrities, Brian, people writing you checks or whatnot, but you get to see the essence of what's really good about Baltimore and what's bad, what we're trying to fix, too. You see that on the street. But you do see that there is a support system here that has kept you around for 38 years and grown your organization because people want the same things. We want to make the city better.
Yeah, no, you hit on a great point, and one of the things I'm proud of our team at Living Classrooms is that we listen to the communities. It's not about Living Classrooms coming in somewhere and, we're going to come save the day. It's listening where we're asked to come in and support, and then hearing what the needs are, and then providing the resources to really move the needle and make a meaningful difference. So I think it's coming at it from that approach is really important. And then we are fortunate, and I did grow up in Baltimore, and we've been able to spread the mission and to people who have means and who want to make a difference and help the city. And as Wendy said, we can be a conduit towards that. And so we work closely. I've worked with 9 mayors and 7 governors. And so, we work closely with our state and city and county governments. We work closely with community leaders. The leaders of all of our programs that are in the community are from the community. So it's very community driven, but also we run like a business, and we're focused on making sure we are making a meaningful difference, and we measure everything we do. So I hope I'm answering your question. And when we talk to business women and businessmen, they like that and will invest with us, and then we show return on investment to help the city, because the city is heading in a good place. I feel really, really positive.
Improvement?
Yeah. Oh yeah. And we got our issues day in, day out. Wendy, right? Of course, Nestor. But I'm feeling very positive about Baltimore. I think we've got, there's a lot of great things happening, and we just got to keep working together and producing the quality results. That's what it's all about.
We came down this weekend. It was Saturday. We're like, what are we going to do? I'm like, let's go to the aquarium. I mean, it was cold, but it was like today. It was gorgeous.
Yep.
And the city was very alive. I mean, it was a beautiful sunshine day. People were walking around. We parked. We actually parked in the lot right next to Living Classroom. We meandered over to Harbor Point to that new Atman's, got some lunch.
Nice.
Got back in the car, went over.
Oh, new Atman's. I don't know about this.
The
Yeah, it's
Atman's
right
Deli at Harbor Point.
Right.
There's a plug.
Right around the
There's
corner.
a new Atman's.
Yeah.
I didn't know
check
that.
it out.
And then
Same
walked
line
up.
that or
Yeah.
different line?
Yeah. And then walked over to the aquarium, had a great day. And it was like, and I loved it because that was like my childhood, right? Like, what did you do when you needed in a family activity? You came down to I lived in the county. You came down to the city and you did something. You walked around the harbor, whatever. It was great.
Old people are going to think I stole crab cake roe from corned beef roe.
Yeah.
Now you mentioned corned beef. Corned beef roe was like a thing. I love me some corned beef, but I'm looking at some fresh fish here. I got some hake-fish, some steak fish that's been looks like this has been fried up nice on a sandwich, and I got some crab cakes here. What are you most proud of Living Classrooms all these years? When I say what was your Super Bowl? What was your shining moment? What's the best thing?
Well, no, it's what happens every day with helping. I had lunch today at the restaurant at our Frederick Douglass campus, and to see Lamont Cousin, who's a graduate of Project Serve, who's now worked his way from a dishwasher up to becoming the general manager and part owner, and he's mentoring other young men and women. I mean, and to hear him speaking to
How long have you known him?
Like 14, 15 years.
Wow.
And,
so you really see progress in a young person.
And so it's on a daily basis. Those are the wins. That's what we're all about. Is from I think that the whole organization wide is what are we doing? It's not what we did yesterday. It's what are we doing today? What are we doing tomorrow to help improve the city and to help people in their quest with their education, their workforce training, and to help with community safety.
When's the next Maritime Magic?
October 4th. Don't miss it, Nestor.
Got a band?
We're working on it, but it's
always a good band.
Yeah. I've got a couple in the we'll let you know soon, but it'll be our 36th Maritime Magic. We'll have probably 70 restaurants. Everything's donated. Incredible party.
I plugged you
2,500 people.
a couple times last week. You ready for this?
Okay.
This is part of a Cupper Super Bowl. The first time I ever had 50-50, half and half crab soup was at your event.
Okay.
Wow.
Someone came and I'm like, do you have crab soup or cream of crab soup? They're like, well, we're combining it. And I'm like, ooh, I never heard of that. Well,
it's not bad.
It's like chocolate in my peanut butter when we were kids with the thing, right? And they combined it there, and now it's like a thing that I'm having fun with all week about, like, do you like Maryland crab, cream of crab, or are you a half and half? We're older. I don't want to speak for you, Wendy, because you're younger, but we know a life when 50-50 was never offered.
Oh, 100%.
Like, I don't know where it started, but it started for me at Maritime Magic. Like your wedding, your marriage started at Maritime Magic. But Maritime Magic was the first time I'd ever had that. Now I can't stop having it,
Right.
So
cool.
Yeah. October 4th.
Yes, sir.
Keep it funky. Play a band. Give me a good band there.
Don't worry.
James Parker Bond.
Piper Bond.
Wait, Piper Bond. Sorry, I said
Sorry.
Parker. Piper. Sorry.
Right.
I keep saying. One guy said James Bond. He's like, I'll never forget your name. You get that every day of your life, right?
Sure, yeah.
I said Parker, not Piper. I feel bad about that. It's like
Well, that's
Rockefeller.
because my son is, we call him Piper Bond, so that's why I had to correct you there. So
Well, I've met him too.
yeah, I know you have.
He's
yeah.
still 12, right?
He's 24.
Yeah, I was going to say. Wendy, thanks for coming by. Appreciate
course.
you. Crab cake for you, all right,
Thank
for the
you.
road. We're at Faidley's. We're doing a Cup of Super Bowl. It is a crab cake road tour. We got people stopping by, old friends stopping by, new friends stopping by. We're doing live radio. It's driving me crazy. I can't pee, but I'm not drinking, but I'm going to eat this, and we're going to come back and continue to do things. Thanks for coming down.
Hey, man, thanks.
Go see James Piper Bond and Wendy Bronfein. You can find her at Curio. Find him at Living Classrooms Foundation. Want to give a shout out to our friends at the Maryland Lottery. You get I feel like Oprah when I do this. You get a lottery ticket. You get a lottery ticket. One for everybody. It is a 10 times cash. It's what we're doing here this week. We're giving them away all week long. We'll be at Costas all day on Tuesday, Coco's on Wednesday, Pappas on Friday, State Fair on Thursday. I just did it out of order because I'm on live radio. I'm trying to take a break. Back for more from Faidley's right after this.
Thanks, Nestor.